Today we've had a national tragedy. 2 airplanes have crashed into the World Trade Center in an apparent terrorist attack on our country.
3 major earthquakes this year have shaken El Salvador to its core. Many children have no home.
Tuesday, September 11th, 2001, a day never to be forgotten as the whole world watched jet airliners hijacked by terrorists crash into the World Trade Center Twin Towers in New York, the Pentagon in Washington, D.C., and an empty field in Pennsylvania. Saturday, January 13th, 2001, a major earthquake rocks El Salvador, unleashing a 1,500-foot landslide, destroying houses, cars, trees, and anything in its path. Then, exactly 1 month later, another earthquake hits this already ravaged country, escalating the toll of the dead and injured. One thing was certain: outside help was needed, and needed fast.
The disaster that's going on right now in New York City is really bringing back to mind some of the things that we experienced when we went over to El Salvador. And MedExpress is, I can say that they're on the front line, they're on the cutting edge of going out and doing these things firsthand with children, the healthcare, nutrition, dental care with the children, and also with the elderly, giving them medications, doing medical evaluations. A lot of them have diabetes, hypertension, and those things have to be treated or they will eventually take a toll on human life.
The mission of the MedExpress International Relief Team is to provide quick response medical teams to disaster areas around the globe. Mobile clinics staffed with volunteer EMTs, paramedics, and nurses travel to disaster locations, providing life-saving medical care to those in need.
The need for medications is very, very important. As for El Salvador, the country itself was destroyed. Not just one area, but hospitals, total towns, villages. Therefore, it destroyed any hope they had of getting medications from inside of their country. The people that responded there, our medics, nurses from this area, could go, but we needed medications to do the work. And those medications had to be brought in by the personnel going into the country.
With thousands of victims being treated in New York and El Salvador via the use of the mobile clinics, soliciting donations from the medical community plays a major role in obtaining necessary supplies for the treatment of survivors.
All of us that work in the healthcare industry want to do all that we can to help individuals. We realize that sometimes it's doing the things out of the goodness of your heart that you're not going to get paid for. And with the existing disaster in New York, similar efforts are being made. I know the majors of them have sent people up there. Anything any of us can do to help. Again, it may take a little bit of our time to go through the paperwork, but it will contact these pharmaceutical companies to find the key person that can help you through that. It's not that difficult to get a few extra products for them to take into these areas.
Through the generosity of doctors, vendors, healthcare providers, and many others, over 3,000 pounds of medications and supplies have been delivered since the first team began operations in El Salvador. In addition, monetary donations have helped purchase medications that are not readily available in the U.S. at pharmacies in disaster areas.
The donation of medication is extremely crucial because a lot of medication can be found in El Salvador. It's just not available. The money that the people find usually goes towards just buying food and water. There's not a lot of extra money in the household budget, if there's any budget at all, to buy medicine. The medicine that we provide goes towards buying vitamins. You just wouldn't believe how the people over there are just so happy to get a bottle of vitamins for their whole family. Toothbrushes are something that they'll turn down candy for a toothbrush in El Salvador.
A disaster can strike anywhere at any time. The MedExpress International Medical Relief Team is dedicated to providing quick response medical care whenever and wherever a disaster strikes. Through the help of volunteers and donations, countless lives are being saved and thousands of injured are being treated. If you would like more information on how you can become a part of this important mission, please contact the MedExpress International Medical Relief Team for more information.
Well, by us responding to New York to help these people, we made a difference directly or immediately when we got there. They had a lot of ambulances and a lot of emergency medical technicians, but they were real short-handed on paramedics and advanced life support equipment. MedExpress sent 4 paramedics and some advanced life support equipment. We could not send an ambulance, but the personnel that we sent with our level of training and the equipment that we brought, we were able to take one of those basic life support ambulances, and we upped the level of that ambulance to an advanced life support.
When you get out there, you see National Guard on every corner of every street. It doesn't look like America out there. It looks like a foreign country. It's hard to believe that something like this could happen in your own country. And once you get to New York, you realize it can happen anywhere. These people, they just showed up for work. That's all they did wrong. They showed up for work, and 6,500 people died because they showed up for work. The military is on every corner, checking IDs, make sure you're supposed to be in this area. It's unreal. It's unreal that this can happen in the United States. It actually looks like another country. You would never think that it could happen here.